Greetings in the divine name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the First, King Alpha, and I Divine Mother, Empress Menen, Queen Omega, and I the children of Jah Rastafari, representing for the Ankh Nation family, popularly known as Africa. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in I sight, O Jah. Once again, give thanks for lending ear, so I can articulate Rastafari. Yes, once and once. This word sound is in relation to I come within the overstanding the great Marcus and the divine one himself, and along the way treading I never knew that these things existed, but I serious about Rastafari, and I search and I come across a negative energy within Rastafari around the great one himself, the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. Now, bear in mind, I I'm gonna read from this. I can come off the top of heavens, you know, but sometimes I want to stay structured, and I gonna use this to formulate word sound within this reason. Yeah. So bear in mind. Now, as a young Ras, I recall the first time I came across Marcus Garvey disrespectful utterance against His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. It was in the book called Rastas and Resistance by Horace Campbell, and I think I within the, about the between 43 to 65 there about it page in the book, and I call officially, so but in the book I come across this vibration here. Now, when I come across the sound, I did vex and also tone at the same time, because I view the king as divine, and one, I view the king as divine, and two, because this is Marcus Garvey, the iconic master teacher of Pan-Africanism and Black liberation. Beyond feelings, what made Marcus say these things against the king? Though His Imperial Majesty is divine to I, he is just a king of Ethiopia to Marcus Garvey and many others. For example, the king leaving the battlefield during the Second Ethiopian Italo War in 1936. Many view this as cowardly by the king, and Marcus Garvey did not held back with calling the king a coward. Without rehashing these erroneous statements / sounds, history exonerated the king. The Ethiopian patriots, 25,000 estimated, including Ras Imru Haile Selassie, Ras Abibi Arigai, Dijamak, Balcha, Sappho, Rastas, Damtu, Bile Zikele, Aile Miriam, Mamo, and Jagamar Kilo. These are the ones who took counsel with the king and advised him to leave Ethiopia and took up the war diplomatically, meaning mental warfare, which the king won, returning with the allied forces, conquering Italy. A coward does not rule for 33 years after 1941. Marcus Garvey himself received strong opposition and harsh criticism from another stalwart by the name of W.E.B. Du Bois, which ultimately destroyed Marcus Garvey, convicted him for mail fraud and sentenced to 5 years, and later deported to Jamaica. Orchestrated by J. Edgar Hoover along with black American leaders like Asa Philip Randall and again W.E. Du Bois and others. The same way Marcus Garvey attacked His Imperial Majesty is the same way he got attacked by W.E. Du Bois and them. The same way history exonerated His Imperial Majesty, the same way W.E. Du Bois came to find out Marcus Garvey was right after he got chased out of America for being a communist. Ironically, His Imperial Majesty, Marcus Garvey, and W.E. Du Bois were staunch Pan-Africanists. I overs that Marcus Garvey unfavorable comments caused resentment and rift by some within the Rastafari community and the Garveyites, followers of Marcus Garvey. As a young lion within the trad, I say Rastafari is about unity. Rastafari is the consolidation of Pan-Africanism, Black Power, N.I.A, and a one banner. There is no room for the divisive mindset. Marcus Garvey declared Rastafari. There is no separation. To the sentimental Rastas who wish to continue with this, I ask, did His Imperial Majesty condemn or castigate Marcus Garvey? If no, then why the resentment? I must always remember that all of I are fallible and with flaws. Marcus Garvey iconic status is history, and Rastafari is I ever evolving story. Here are some pertaining words from the king. We must become something different. And new. We must become a new race, rising above the existing differences and being free of the past that has tormented us. Now, I say, within the trad, I come across information where ones and ones, particularly, I look upon petty differences between the Garveyites and Rastas, some Rastas and some Garveyites. And I just wish for then I word sound to the vibration there in relation to Rastafari, and the core principle of Rastafari is really blackness, black solidarity, black unity, black liberation, everything black. And the only way I can overcome, like the king said, is to let the past be as it may, and I move forward. And the only way I can move forward is within a one mindset do away with the divisive mindset and know or one school of thought, and for I, that is Rastafari. Because within I, Rastafari cover everything, and it come from I, and it's free from foreign influence. It's out of I sovereignty based upon, again, the northern recessive aggressive people, domination and oppression against I people, popularly known as black people or African people. So I just I word sound, and I implore anyone that still a hold resentment to the great Marcus Garvey to cease and desist and move forward. And likewise, ones who hold ill feelings against the king too. You know what I mean? The only way we can move forward as within a oneness, one accord. So until such time, know that Rastafari is yours. Jah Rastafari without apology. Sealer.